The 8 iron numbers are typically used to describe golf clubs nowadays. I loved the old names like Niblick and Mashy, but they're numbered now. The 8 iron is the modern equivalent of the 7 iron when I was growing up. I say that because in the early 80s, the manufacturers changed the configurations of the clubs in the set slightly, and the old 7 iron is the modern 8 iron. So this is the club that reasonably people can think of hitting a green with. Any longer clubs, it's not so likely, but 8 iron down through the set, we hope we can hit a fair number of our shots onto the green. And it is the best club for you to start learning to play with because it gives you some optimism and enthusiasm. You hit the ball up in the air and you get a fair amount of distance. And those are two things that really allow us to enjoy what we're doing. So if you recall, I've shown you the one-hand swing technique where you're first training the right hand and then the left, and then putting both together. And you're familiar with the weight transfer, the balance, the timing, and the application of force of that. Now, you've seen me with my description of the process of preparing for a shot to say that you reach down, extend and bias, rectify and square the club, tip over and crouch. And then you walk it to the ball, and you'll see I've got 7 of them wrote up here, which is going to be a number you'll see quite a lot here. I've got them teed up much higher than one would ever tee up an iron. The only place normally most golfers hit an iron off a tee is on the short holes, the par 3s. And under those conditions, you'll usually look around for a broken tee because if you use a long one, it's going to break. And we tee it low. Now, that's not the case with this exercise that I'm going to show you. And although it doesn't have the ball shaped and positioned in such a way that it corresponds to anything you'll do on the course, it's extremely beneficial for training. If you think of the club face, divided into 3 by 2 vertical lines with a Sharpie pen, so you've got 3/3, 1, 2, 3. I want you to plan to hit the second line. That's halfway between the second and third thirds. And to offer the club to the ball, having tipped over and crouched, do it in such a way that the bottom of the club is no lower than the base of that ball. So in theory, you should be able to hit the ball without touching the tee. Again, you'll offer it to the outer line of the 2 on the club face. Put the feet apart, do 1 waggle if you'd like, and then your job is to swing at half speed. Half speed is a wonderful way of training your game. It can be a little tedious, but it's really worth it. So you swing at half speed, normal backswing, but half speed, and your job is to hit the part of the club face I described without hitting the tee, and hit the ball high and to the left. Now, people say, well, why would I go over there? There are trees over there. It helps to develop that descending spiral and then the release of the club in a way that's beneficial. So your job is to ask yourself, can you waggle and hit 7 in a row at half speed, high left, 7 in a row, oh, I hit the tee on that one, that's naughty. There we are. When you can get 7 in a row, then lower the tee so that it's only the height that one would normally use on a par 3. Then take away the tee and go faster. And then we ask, can you do it with the other clubs in the bag?